Hey again. So this is eyes part 2, I think. So I've gone in and I've done my other eye as best as I can to match, as quick as I can. I've given it time to dry. I've also gone in with my liquid liner again, and I've just gone on the underneath of my eye, just lining the bottom lash line. And so now we're going to do the colour, and the colour's going to go onto the white area that we've done up here. So that's just acting as a base, which really helps pop the colour out as well. If you're doing this just onto flesh tones, sometimes the colours don't come out as vibrant. So I'm going in, I'm using Collection 2000 Dazzle Me, and I'm using this beautiful purple colour, which is called Fairy Dust, and is number 6. I don't know where you would get it in America, but I bought this one from Superdrug in the UK. So I'm just using a normal eyeshadow brush and just taking a little bit of the eye dust onto the end of the brush, tapping off a little bit of the excess, because I'm going to pack the colour on there now. So if you're worried about fallout, you can either use the powder puff from before, hold that under the eye, and then any fallout will go onto the top here. I personally don't bother with that. If you've got enough powder left on from when you did your foundation, you can then brush the excess away with that excess powder as well, so it won't cling and it won't ruin your foundation. I personally just like to lean forwards so that any fallout tends to fall straight down onto whatever surface I'm working on, and then I can just wipe it up afterwards. So taking some product onto the end of my brush, and I'm just going to pat it on the bottom half of this white that I've done. And I've already got fallout on my nose. After saying about leaning forwards, I didn't do it. So just packing it onto the eye. Doesn't matter if you go onto the black, that's what the black's partly for. So going all the way to the end, but try not to go off the white. And really pat, you can see that's a really dark, beautiful purple. It does have a little bit of a shimmer to it as well. It's a really fine shimmer that it has, but it's definitely there. If you're not confident with doing more than one colour, don't. They look really nice, just one colour, these eyes. And I've just got more fallout on my nose. That's right, I can wipe that off. Not too bad. So just patting that on. Doesn't have to be particularly neat at the moment, because we're going to blend it. So just packing that colour in, and probably about halfway up for the dark colour, because that will allow you room to blend the black in, so you don't have this definite line that you can see there at the moment, and the fallout that I've still got on my nose. God. Be fine, be fine. We'll turn it into a contour. So I just want to get that nice and dark. If you want, you can just run, after tapping any excess off, you can just run that across the top and it will blend it nicely into the white. I'm going to actually add another colour on top. Again, I'm going to do one eye and then I'll do the other eye off camera so that this video doesn't end up too long, because they are getting quite long. So now I've done that nice purple, and I've done it in sort of an arch. Following the line, it is a lot thicker at this end, but that's because I want it to sort of act as a contour of sorts. So I'm just going to tap the brush off and run it across my hand a few times, just to make sure I've got the majority of the product off. And then I'm going to go in with another Dazzle Me from the Collection 2000. This one's a nice pink, and this one's called Sugar Plum, and it's number 7. Yep, number 7. I also tend to use this as a blush because it's a really nice subtle pink when it's used just as a slight, and also where it's got a slight shimmer to it, it acts as a bit of a highlight as well. So I'm just going to take some of that. These guys are shakers as well, so they've got a little open top with holes, so you do need to pat them out. If you're having issues blending, the two colours together, what you can do is in a separate pot or even in the lid, just mix a tiny bit of both colours together and place that either in between or once you've got both colours on across both colours so that it's sort of an interim colour, and that will help blend it as well. Again, you want to be matching what you've done on each eye, so the amount of purple I've got on this eye I'm going to have to do on this eye, and then what I'm going with the pink now, again I have to copy. So I'm just going in and I'm going to tap this just across the top of the purple, and it doesn't matter if it goes onto the purple a little bit, but I'm still leaving a section of white because that will act as my highlight. If you don't like white highlights, I know people like Petrolid, who is one of my favourite artists on here. Go and see his videos, he's absolutely incredible. He doesn't like white highlights when he does makeup. White highlights don't particularly bother me. This style of drag makeup, I'm not trying to be a fishy drag queen. If you don't know what that is, that's a drag queen that looks so much like a woman that you're not sure if it is or not. So I'm not going for that. This is trying to be quite dramatic. So yeah, so I'm not particularly bothered about that. If I was going for more natural looks, then yes, I would probably veer away from the white. But in this instance, it's not an issue. I could always just use a paler pink or a skin tone across the top to dull that off, but still keep it bright if I wanted to, and if you want to, go ahead. Like I say, this makeup is different on everyone, so do whatever feels right for you and follow what your face wants. So this is one of my favourite colour combinations to do, just because it is so easy to blend. The colours just want to be together, and it gives a really nice shimmer across the top of the eye, and that's really nicely coming together already, and I've barely touched it. So I'm just bringing the pink down onto the top of the purple that I've done, and the shimmer in both of them makes this absolutely incredible. So I'm being careful not to go against either, because obviously where you've got the wax and then the paint and then you've got the eyeshadow, there's a lot of layers there, and if you start going against it you run the risk of undoing all that work that you've done. So just really gently following the line that you've done, and obviously only going as far as this line that you've done on the middle, so that you don't end up with shadow everywhere. So that has blended quite nicely. Just a little bit of a line there. It will look completely different on camera to how it looks when I'm looking at it, so it may not look that blended to you guys, but it is actually really nice, and there's a nice brightness to the pink at the top, and then quite a nice purpleness to the bottom before it goes into the black. So once you've got that sort of roughly where you want it, if you need to, take a little bit more purple, go back over the bottom, darken that back up, don't get it down your nose. Because where you come down with the pink to try and blend it, sometimes and you may get it all over your hand as well, so don't then rub your hand on your face, because that's not good. But yeah, where you've brought the pink down, sometimes it lightens the purple too much, and then when you try and blend the black into it, it just looks weird. So you can come back up with the purple into the pink as well. Like I say, if you need to, you can use an interim colour, blending them together, and just get it so that there's no real difference between them. Again with the pink. And I'm just going to tap the excess off now, because I'm happy with the blending between those two and the colour depth that I've got going on there. How weird, you can see the better colour when I'm further away than when I come up close. Orange. Beastie. Orange. Anyway, so taking the excess off, or you can use another brush if you want. I'm just going to run across the top of where that pink joins the white just to blend that a little bit so it's not quite such a harsh line. And then I'm going to go in with a white in a second, just to lighten that back out again, because obviously this pink's going to dull that white out. So just doing a nice sweeping motion and then little strokes in the same direction as the hairs, just to lessen that line. And then, you watch, can't find it now. Where's my white? That's glitter. That's not the right shade. That could work. My white's on vacation, so I'm going to go in with another Dazzle Me. Ordinarily I would be using a Rimmel in their white. I think they've stopped doing it now, I can't find it wherever I go, but it normally comes in a pack like that. This is my black. It's called Colour Rush Mono Eyeshadow. So I'm assuming, and this one is 214 Jet Black, which I'll be using to blend the bottom. I have no idea what the colour code is for the white. If I can find it, I'll pop it in the description. But for now, this one will be fine. This one is called Magical. It's number 2. It's kind of a pearlescent white. Again, shaker. I don't think I've ever used this one before. Oh, apparently I have, because it's everywhere. So, I'm just going to tap my brush off again. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that white, because I won't need a lot of it. And I'm just going to go over the white that I've got at the top. You can see how sparkly that is. And there is that almost that much sparkle in the other colours, but it's kind of harder to see with them. If you're having issues with obviously resting your hand on your face, just make sure you're wiping off any excess. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the black. Ordinarily I would probably use an eyeshadow applicator that you get with some of these. But I'm going to be lazy, I'm just going to do it with the same brush again. I have got plenty of these brushes, honest, but yeah, being lazy. Just tapping off that white, because I don't want grey. This Rimmel is really well pigmented, so I do really like it. You can see how dark it's in there. So I'm just going to run that along the black just to lessen that divide between those two colours. I'm also going to put the lids back on these before they get tipped everywhere, because I am that clumsy. So going in, just along that divide, and I've actually rubbed some of that black off. But that's fine, because I can go back over it. It's the beauty of this makeup. Or I can just pat powder into it, that works too. So can you see so it's blending black into the purple, into the pink, into the white. Like I said before, if you're not confident with blending the colours, either have a play or just try it with one colour, see how you get on with just the one. In my first video I did a very bright pink, which was the Dazzle Me Collection 2000 in Illusion 21, the very bright pink, and that was mixed with Stargazer's number 30. Doesn't have a name, but it's a really bright acid yellow, and those two colours give a really nice sunset feel. I've also done things like yellows and greens, things like that. If you guys want any colours, just let me know and I shall see if I can get time to make a video. So I'm just going to keep going in with this black until I'm happy with it. And what I tend to use this black for as well is lining my waterline, but I'm not going to bother doing my waterline today. Whatever time you're watching this, not going to bother doing it. Just purely for the fact that it's a pain in the bum to get off, and I've got work tomorrow and I don't want to look like I've got black eyes still, because it doesn't matter how much you take it off, you always get a little bit left behind and you still look like you're wearing eyeliner. So tomorrow's going to be fun at work. So yeah, so once you've done that and you're happy with it, next thing you want to do is eyebrows. So join me on the next video for that. I'm going to go and do this eye, and I'll see you in a bit. Thanks very much.